Hello children, a very pleasant morning. Hope you are doing good. You must have got sample paper. Hopefully you have solved it to some extent, even although not completely, to some extent you have started solving the sample paper. Students, you know you have changed pattern of question paper, marking scheme. Already the video was sent. Try to understand what will be the weightage in different sections and what will be how the marks are allotted, marking scheme about the changing pattern. It should be in your fingertips and accordingly you will prepare. Students, in these days we shall send you the solution to the sample paper. But before we send, it will be better if you try to bring the solution, write down the solution in your fair notebook, and then when the teachers will send the videos of solution, you can match the answer sent by the teachers with your answers and assess yourself that how many answers of yours are correct and which are incorrect and which are where you have doubts. So, today, section A reading. Solution to section A reading. As I told you that section A, you have 40 marks, 20 marks reading part, 2 passages, 10 marks literature extractions part and 10 marks grammar. Today we are doing the solution of reading portion. Section A reading. See students, you will get 2 passages. First is discursive passage of 10 marks, near about 400 to 450 words you will get. Each question carries 1 mark, MCQs will be there, and out of 12 questions you have to attempt 10 questions. The same way, next passage, second passage, it will be of 300 to 350 words. 12 questions you get, 10 questions you have to attempt, all will be MCQs, each question carries 1 mark. So that also will be of 10 marks question. So this way students, 2 passages you have to attempt and 2 passages you will get, 20 questions you have to attempt out of 24 and it will be of 20 marks. Before going for solution, let me explain few of the instructions that we are supposed to follow when we do the unseen passages question answers. See students, before reading the passage, read out the questions. Once you read out the question, it will be very clear to you that what is the passage about. Once you read all the questions and the options given, there will be a clear picture of the passage will be drawn in your mind. You will understand what is the passage about. Next point, read the passage carefully, very attentively, without any diverting it towards anyone, any side. Be very attentive while reading the passage. Third instruction is that most probably you will get the answer sequence wise. Generally students, it happens that the first answer we get in the first paragraph or in the very first paragraph, then second question later on, and this way sequence wise you get the answers. Sometimes in exceptional case we get the second question in the last or third question in the last, it happens. Next is avoid confusion. This time students, all 20 questions of reading portion, it will be of MCQs, and sometimes MCQs, multiple choice questions, it creates confusion. So try to avoid confusion. When you read the question, try to find out the answer from the passage that you read before, and 2 options will be completely wrong only two options will be two. You'll feel that one correct answer is hidden in out of these two. So don't get confused while attempting the answers. Next is only one answer for each question will be accepted. Sometimes what you do, students, you write down two answers, thinking that if you get confused in two answers, you write both the answers, thinking that the examiner will accept the correct one. But in that case, two answers chosen will result in 0 credit marks. If you write two answers, out of these two, one is correct, but you will not get mark. You will get 0 in that because you yourself are not sure that what will be the correct answer. So in that case, students, be very careful while attempting the answer. Only one answer for each question will be accepted. So wherever if you are very confident about the answer, that answer only you write. Now the most important thing, students, how to attempt this unseen passage, how to write the answers. This will be the format. When you write the unseen passage answers, you have to draw double margin. In the first margin, you have to write the main number, and in the second margin, you have to put the sub numbers like this. And then you have to write the answer. What will be the answer, and the answer, complete answer you have to write. You don't only have to put the numbers. You have to write the complete answers. If you attempt only the numbers, you will write the correct number, you will not get marks. So remember this, follow these instructions so that you can get good marks in unseen passages. And unseen passages are scoring part. This is the scoring section. In an easy way, you can score marks in unseen passages because you don't have to write of your own passages. The passage will be in front of you and you have to read, you have to understand, and then you have to find out the answer, and then you have to attempt the answer. Let's see the sample paper, the first sample paper. Once we read this passage, once we read as I told you, first read out the questions. When we read the questions, we understand that what is the passage about. Here this passage is about the limitations in our life, how we keep balance and how we maintain discipline about all this. So, after reading the question, we understand that what is the passage about. When we read the passage, it becomes quite easy for us to understand because the basic thing already it is in our mind that what is the passage about. Then we read the passage. I am not going to read the passage. I am going to give you the solution, the answers, the correct answer to this passage. You just match the answers with your own and assess yourself, and then give yourself award yourself the marks. See the first question. The reason why living on the edge has become popular is because of the constant need for something different. 4 options are given, but 2 options are not at all correct. 2 options sometimes make us confused, and the correct answer is constant need for something different. Second question, choose the option that best captures means fits the central idea of the passage from the given quotes. Students, 4 options are given. It's all about quality of life and finding a happy balance between work and friends. To go beyond is as wrong as to fall short. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Balance is not something you find, it's something you create. So, the best option is the central idea of the passage from the given quotes fits the last one. The last quote, that is, balance is not something you find, it's something you create. And here it is given option 4, so we'll write it as option 4. Which of the characteristics are apt about the writer in the following context? See, here writer stated one sentence that I know I have limits and that I have reached them. But I am going to ignore them and see if or how long I can get by with it. So what are the characteristics, which characteristics of the writer is most appropriate when the writer says so? So here options are given A, B, C, D, 2 and 5, 3 and 6, 1 and 4, 2 and 3. Negligent, indecisive, spontaneous, reckless, purposeless and patient. See students, here I think negligent and reckless. Option C, 1 and 4, these two characteristics are revealed when the writer says so. Next, question number 4. Which of the following will be the most appropriate title for the passage? Much too soon, enough is enough, how much is too much, have enough to do. Very clearly it is saying the most appropriate title will be how much is too much. Question number 4, C option is correct, and what is C option that we have to write. Now, question number 6, select the option that makes the correct use of unsustainable as used in the passage to fill in the blank space. Here 4 options are given and last option is correct. It is in the last option that makes the correct use of unsustainable word, that is officials admit that the emergency system is unsustainable in the long run. So the last option is correct here. 7th, the author attempts to blank the readers through this writer. What was the effort of the author by writing this write-up about the limitations in life? Whether he tried to rebuke the readers, or he tried to question the readers, or he tried to offer aid help to the readers, or he tried to offer advice to the readers. Students, if we use a bit sense, a bit understanding if we develop, very in an easy way we can write the answer. Here very clearly the answer is revealed that the author attempts to offer advice to the readers through this writer. 8th number question, the author uses colloquial words such as yeah, ooh, which of the following is not a colloquial word? Students, here the question arises, what is colloquial word? Colloquial words used in spoken conversation, spoken English. These words are not used generally in formal language. In formal situations, generally we don't use such words. And which of these words is not a colloquial word? Hooked, guy, stuff, stress. Stress is not a colloquial word. Rest 3 we can use in spoken conversation, but stress is a formal word. What does the author mean? So here the answer is D, stress. Question number 9. What does the author mean when he says to get our lives in order? Whether the author means to resume our lives, to organize our lives, to rebuild our lives, or to control our lives. As I told, a bit sense we have to use, a bit understanding we have to develop. We can write, we can find the answer. To organize our lives. The meaning of this particular phrase is to get our lives in order means to organize our lives. Question number 10. Choose the option that correctly states the two meanings of outlook. We sometimes use the word outlook as used in the passage. And what is the meaning of this word? What is the most appropriate meaning of this word in this passage? A person's evaluation of life, a person's experiences in life, or a person's point of view towards life, a person's regrets in life, or a person's general attitude to life. It's a common understanding that outlook means it shows a person's point of view in life, attitude towards life. So the option 3 and 5, a person's point of view towards life and a person's general attitude in life refers to outlook in this passage. Question number 11. The author explains the importance of discipline and boundaries. Limitations, you have read? Limitations he discussed about. The author explains the importance of discipline and boundaries in our lives using the example of road accidents, traffic rules, lines on the highway, or safe driving. Clearly it was given in the passage using the example of lines on the highway. Option C is correct, lines on the highway. This example he brought, the author shows to explain the importance of discipline and boundaries in our lives. And the last question for this passage is, what is the message conveyed in the last paragraph of the passage? Love what you do, love yourself to love others, be the best version of yourself, or be yourself. Very clearly it is seen, be yourself. Answer number C is correct, be yourself is the correct answer. So students, if you read the passage, if you read the questions before reading the passage, you will get a clear picture what is the passage about. Second, if you read the passage very carefully, you will find all the answers hidden in the passage. Then need is to find out the correct option, to find out the correct choice. Then attempt, if you know the answer but if you can't attempt the answer in a proper way, that is also a disadvantage. Try to attempt the answer as you are getting the guidelines. Draw the margin. First margin you write down the number, then second margin you write down the sub numbers, and then you write down the number of answer, and along then you write down the complete answers. No one can deduct your mark if your answers are correct and presentation is good. Moving to the next passage. As I told you, first passage will be a discursive passage and second passage will be a factual passage. It is a case study passage. Second passage, it is a factual passage of 300 to 350 words, and it also will carry each question will carry 1 mark, and MCQs will be there. You have to attempt 10 questions out of 12. Here also the same procedure you are supposed to follow. Read the questions before reading the answers, so before reading the passage, so that you will get a clear picture about the passage. And very attentively if you read the passage, all the answers you will get from the passage only, and the need is to attempt the answers properly in a beautiful way. Coming to the next passage, it is about the tourism. In the line, blank recognized as the benchmark. The word benchmark does not refer to. See students, sometimes we get confused when the question, generally we expect that the question will be, what is this refer to? What does so and so denote to? But sometimes the question is, what is this not referred to? What is the antonym, or which meaning is not fit with the following words? So not or negative question is there, then be careful, because our expectation always we expect that question will be regarding positivity. So here in this question also, in the line blank recognized as the benchmark, the word benchmark does not refer to a basis for something, the criterion required, the ability to learn something new, or a standard point of reference. The correct answer is, the ability to learn something new is benchmark, recognized as the benchmark. Next, the word benchmark does not refer to the ability to learn something new. So this is not the correct meaning of this word here. The World Tourism Organization of the UN in an observation shared that many points were given: emerging economies, of the world will gain 57% of their annual profits from international tourists. Countries with upcoming economies shall see maximum tourist footfall from all over the world in the next decade. A large number of international tourists in 2030 will be from developing countries. So this way 4 options are given and the correct option is the second one. Countries with upcoming economies shall see maximum tourist footfall from all over the world in the next decade. Moving to the next question, question number 3. One of the elements that is important to eco-tourist on trip is wild and untouched surroundings, because here about all tourists it is given in this passage about different tourism like ecotourism, ethical tourism, geotourism, pro-poor tourism, everything is given. So if you read out in an easy way you can get the answers. Here the answer is wild and untouched surroundings. This is the correct answer. Choose the option that lists the correct answers for the following. See here, 2 options are given, 2 answers are given and you have to choose the correct option. Like one is given, Asha Matthew, an NRI, loves animals and wishes to travel to places that safeguard their rights and inculcate awareness of their rights. What kind of tourist is she? Second is given, Gurdeep Singh from UK is an environmental scientist and has always chosen to travel to places that are examples of a symbiotic relationship between man and nature. What kind of tourist is he? See students, Asha Matthew, ethical tourist, because inculcate awareness of rights and safeguard the rights of the people. And second, Gurdeep Singh, environmental scientist and chosen to travel the places which are the example of symbiotic relation between man and nature. So obviously a geotourist. So option B is correct here, is an ethical tourist and is a geologist. Then geotourist. Question number 5. Based on your understanding of the passage, choose the option that lists the inherent qualities of geotourism. Here it is geotourist actually. It is not geologist, it is geotourist. So, based on your understanding of the passage, choose the option that lists the inherent qualities of geotourism. Showcases adventure sports, promotes landscape appreciation, promises luxurious travel, includes being environmentally responsible, believes in commercializing forests, or initiates donations for the underprivileged. So here for inherent quality of geotourism it is 2 and 4. Promotes landscape appreciation and includes being environmentally responsible. C, 2 and 4, this is the correct. These are the inherent qualities of geotourism. 6th question, in the market profile of an ecotourist, the information on gender indicates that 4 options are given and it indicates that the activity preferences were varied in females and males. It is clearly given in the passage. If you read, you will get the answer. 7th question, the education aspect in the market profile of the ecotourist reveals that 4 options are given and last option is the correct answer. D, ecotourism was no more limited to the nice group of highly educated travelers. This is the ecotourism was no more limited to a small group of highly educated travelers. Now, question number 8. According to the survey conducted by the Travel Bureau, the total percentage of experienced ecotourists who did not prefer to travel alone. See students, here also the question is did not prefer. Generally, we expect the question will be who preferred, but here it is did not prefer to travel alone was, it is 75%. Because only 13% preferred according to the passage to travel alone. Rest 60% and 15%, 60% along with their family, and it is given as it is given in the passage. You can see that 13% only prefer to travel alone. 60% of experienced ecotourism respondents stated that they prefer to travel as a couple, and only 15% they prefer to travel with their families. So it means it shows very clearly that 75% did not prefer to travel alone. Next is question number 9. According to the survey, one of the most powerful driving forces leading experienced ecotourism to invest in new trips was obviously the opportunity to travel to new places. This is the correct answer. 10th, choose the option that lists statement that is not true. Again, the question is not true. Here, option number C, emerging economies will receive negligible international tourists in the next future. This is the correct answer. Now, question number 11. See students, I can write here. Question number 11. The survey clearly showed the age range of ecotourists. It is option B. Change with the, this is the correct answer, change with the monetary requirements for health. This is the correct answer to this question. The survey clearly showed that the age range of ecotourists change with the monetary requirements for the trip. This is the correct answer. Now, the last question to this passage. Who is not an experienced ecotourist? If we think that the question is who is an experienced, sometimes a bit carelessness may deduct our mark, because of our carelessness we may lose our marks. So, who is not an experienced ecotourist? And the correct answer is the person. B option is the correct answer. The person who is yet to travel. This is the correct option. Yet to travel even once as an ecotourist is not an experienced ecotourist. Experienced ecotourist is a person who has traveled as an ecotourist once earlier. So this is the difference between the experienced ecotourist and inexperienced ecotourist. And our question is who is not an experienced ecotourist. So students, when we do these passages, when we attempt the answers to these passages, we have to be very careful, very alert, very conscious, and we have to develop our understanding. So apart from this also, if you get some passages, try to do practice so that you will be in a state to find out the answer in an easy way. Till then, take care of yourself. Have a good day. God bless you students. Don't be very easy. Be serious regarding your studies. Thank you.